Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Sunday Messages. We have some prayers, some celebrations. We have some good stuff coming through today. So the first thing that I want to mention is that I've decided that I'm going to remind you towards the end of the month to send your celebrations. So whether you are on my newsletter, get on my newsletter if you're not already. It's really good. I send you a reading every Sunday. It's a total blast. People love my newsletter. It's one of my favorite things that I put out each week. So make sure that you get on that. Now, if you want to submit your celebrations, make sure you do so with the podcast submission form. And then the first Wednesday of the month, which is when I'm recording this, will go into celebrations. So that's my plan, just so you know, and we'll kick off the month with celebrations. And we're going to do just that. So let's dive into these. We have some good stuff this week. So this first one is anonymous, and it says, I finally had an appointment with my holistic doctor, and we are going to check my hormonal imbalance to heal my adrenal fatigue. This feels like a good last step in my health journey, and I'm so happy to get my energy back again. Yes, to all the healing, all of the vitality, all of the well-being. And then the prayer is that my holistic doctor and I found everything, will find everything and give me the best advice to heal this health issue. I'm in full agreement for ease. So I'm in full agreement for this to feel like the next phase of your life, the next level of understanding within yourself, and for this to feel easy. Like that's the main thing or the main component that I feel like people forget about health, is that this gets to feel easy. It gets to feel normal. It gets to feel natural. Like your vitality and well-being is natural. Okay, so that is the first one. Then we have another celebration. This is from a former client of mine. I finally decided to put myself out there and join a dating app. It used to give me a lot of anxiety and trigger a lot of fear around rejection before, but over the weekend I woke up and decided to give it a try. Well, it looks like I'm also in the second group this month around feedback. So if you don't know what group 2 is, it's from the October cosmic weather. I explained that there's 2 groups in October, and the second group is all about immediate feedback. So getting results about exactly what's going on in your energetic field, and there not being any lag time in that. It's like when you align to it, it responds immediately. So anyway, that's the reference here. Because I was ghosted twice and someone unmatched with me after I messaged them. And you know what? I actually laughed it all off. I really couldn't care less that they didn't respond or message me back or left me on read. I literally thought, oh, well, they have no sense of humor or they aren't on my level. Next. Could you imagine me thinking that, let alone celebrating this? I feel like I've made so much progress from when we worked together almost 2 years ago. I cannot believe that was 2 years ago. That's crazy. Just want to say thank you for all your help and content. Yes, of course, always. It is truly my pleasure. And also the other thing about experiencing fear about things is that there are some fears that when you face them, you realize it's not even that scary. And I talked about this in 7 Deadly Shadows when I was like, you know, the scary movies are scariest when you don't know. And then when you see the monster, it's like, oh, that was it? Like I made all of this up in my head. I like blew this way out of proportion. And then when it happens, it's like, this actually has nothing to do with me. This is no big deal. And so also, in the dating sphere, if you want to go fast, if you want things to be efficient, then things are going to get cleaned out really, really quickly. Like Sky Daddy is not going to waste any time with people who are not good for you and aren't an energetic match. So that is all perfect. You can just take that as the sorting is being done. This is perfect. Everything is working out for me. Beautiful. Love this. All right, we have another prayer request. Hello, Sid. Magic, please. Yes, absolutely. I'm here for it. First off, something to celebrate. I got a boyfriend. Oh my God. We're very much in love. The sexy vibes are amazing. Met his family. They love me, of course. He's amazing. Manifesting a partner has been real tough over the years. Don't talk about that. If we're being really nitpicky, you don't need to talk about the struggle. It's not necessary. Let me just reframe this for you because it's going to help you with some refinement. So talk about how you're stepping into greater mastery, or it's something that you've already found like the sweet spot with your manifestation style, and things are going a lot faster for you. It's getting a lot smoother. Things are happening more rapidly. You want to speak in the trajectory that you want to go, and from a standpoint of things are getting better and easier and faster. I'm only being extra nitpicky with you because I know you can handle it and I know you know what you're doing. Okay. But the alignment work is truly life-changing. Hell yes, it is. Absolutely. And a prayer, please. First, taking a breath to celebrate this. Taking a breath to just take all of this in. Amazing. Is there anything else I want to add here? Remember to enjoy every stage of development. Enjoy each and every part of this. Enjoy the unfolding of this. It's going to be juicy. Okay, and now for the prayer. Getting the push to get a new job. This one is stale, and I'm craving that expansive feeling. Applied to one that's feeling good, 10,000 more in pay in my field of expertise, 5-minute walk from home. That's bomb. That's amazing. Prayer for if it's not this, then one that's even better to come into my field. If it is, for the experience to be easy, fun, exciting, expansive, you know the vibe. Okay. A couple things here. So, do you remember when you got the job that you had now? And can you go back to how satisfying that felt? And can you go back to like the memory of how everything was just going so smooth and feeling so good, and everything was just rolling in effortlessly? So you kind of want to go back to that original place where once upon a time, this was oh my God, I got this job. That's what this job originally was. And so I only want you to go back there because it's actually going to get you out of that stale frequency and into, oh my God, look at how much I've expanded. And that will shift your energetic state into the expansion that you desire. Because it's like this is natural for you. It's normal to want more. It's easy for you to shift into the experience of more and more and more. So if it's not this, it's something better. Okay, hold on. Let me tune into it. I'm in full agreement for you to really master the art of satisfaction throughout your expansion. So even the fact where I really want you to play, because this is going to take this work even deeper for you, is, can you feel how exciting it is for you to outgrow this job? Like, the fact that you're feeling as though it's stale is magic. The fact that you're craving more, that you're aiming higher, that you're moving into more money, that you're asking is more specific. The fact that any of that is occurring, even though we could experience it as not liking it, can you see how incredible that is? That once upon a time, this was a job that you were ecstatic about. And now you're at the point where it's like, I'm ready to take on more. It's like just appreciating your evolution and how far you've come. That is going to, like, that's the jet fuel piece in all of this. That's what gets you to go fast, is by just basking in witnessing your own evolution. If you can do that, then all of this gets to be fun. Then it's every time you feel like there's something stale going on at work or something that's boring you, it's like, wow, remember when all of this was new to me? Remember when I had no clue how to do this task and now I know it like the back of my hand and this is just one bullet point on my resume? When now this is a highly paid skill that I've cultivated, and you see, you get all of this energy bubbling where it's not something to resist. And it's not something to fight against. It's something to measure your progress. And that just gets to be a really delightful experience for you. So I'm in full agreement for the perfect job to find you, for it to be easy, for it to be fun, for it to feel like the next lily pad you're jumping onto. And for you to have opportunities to develop more skills that you're desiring, for it to be very stimulating for you. So congratulations, you're so good at this. Okay. Oh, you know what we need to do? You know what I forgot? The collective prayer. I totally forgot. All right, let's do a collective prayer. Let me tune in. Take a deep breath. I'm in full agreement for everyone listening to this to have a true sense of peace, to find that no matter the circumstances, no matter what you're dealing with, no matter what's been going on, that you are able to really connect with the fullness of who you are, with the peace and harmony that is your natural state of being. I'm in full agreement for you to access the calm and the serenity that exists within. I'm in full agreement for you to feel fulfilled as you move through your life experience. I'm in full agreement that for those of you who are desiring greater stimulation, greater movement in your life, that becomes available to you, that you realize that. I'm in full agreement for you to know that you are in the perfect position for everything that you desire and for the next steps of what's coming for you. I'm in full agreement for you to enjoy, for you to enjoy coming to the conclusions that you're coming to, moving in the direction of what you want, for you to continually come into deep practice with yourself. I'm in full agreement for there to be pleasure in every stage. And I'm in full agreement for you to soak up every step, for it to just be something that you enjoy taking your time with. For instead, I'm in full agreement for you to learn and master how to enjoy the passage of time. For that to be where your skills are really developed, and for you to come into understanding that the passage of time is what is composing your life, and that your experience of the passage of time is what you ultimately end up reflecting on. Full agreement for integration, full agreement for mastery, full agreement for life to continually get better and better and better. Yes. Amen. Okay. What's next? I do have something to discuss today. Let me see if there's any more submissions. I do not think so. I don't think there's any more submissions. Okay, so that is all for the prayers and celebrations. What I want to remind you is the two things that I have going on right now. The first one is the Nightery. And the Nightery is, how do I describe it? Let me paint my vision for you. So I imagined a speakeasy. And the reason why I imagined a speakeasy was because during the Prohibition era, people were setting up speakeasies, like secret places where they could go and they could drink and they could have conversation and they could just enjoy things that were, at that time illegal. But think about the essence of this is taboo. This is something that other people think is wrong and bad and we shouldn't be doing, but we're going into this secret place and we're exploring it anyway. And so I really love this idea for this container, and that's how the Nightery came to be, because it's a synonym for speakeasy. The Nightery is. And it's the concept that I continually come back to again and again for people is there are some things that you can't discuss with muggles. And I'm not talking about you should cut them out of your life or you should be up to all of this stuff in privacy. But it's a matter of, is this person or are these people going to introduce doubt into your system? Are they going to tell you that's hocus pocus, that doesn't work, there's no evidence, therefore it's not real? That's not how science works, by the way. But these are the types of things that muggles often go on and on and on about, is just the doubt and the restrictions and the practicality and the unrealistic nature of your desires. And fortunately for me, I have been plugged into really awesome communities since I was 18. So that was when I was first introduced to a large community of people who were already into all sorts of mystic stuff, if you will, spiritual practices, alternative styles of healing, just a lot of diversity in spiritual practice. And so I understand the value of having people that you can connect with who are also actively creating their own life, actively creating their own experience, doing manifestations, spiritual practices, all of that stuff. And the thing that continually comes up in masterminds when I run different containers is I can't take this into the muggle world. Like I can't talk with some muggle friends about this, right? So there is kind of a split off in wanting to insulate your frequency and wanting to generate momentum around your creative power, which is something that we do in containers together, right? Because everyone understands the mechanics of how this works. Everyone understands this, understands manifestation. And so being able to insulate that in a way where it can actually grow and blossom is really, really valuable. And I think it's one of the most underrated things that we have available to us. And so I wanted to create that space. Because if, you're wanting to generate more momentum, but you may not have a place where it can flourish with others, or where you can bounce ideas off of each other, or where you can, experiment and explore with different personal practices and different styles and different ways of creating. I wanted to create that. I wanted that hub for people. And so the Nightery is all about that. That's what we do. Right? It's that container where you can take and express your magic and let it generate momentum. That's the point, is that you're there with like-minded people. It's just this bubbling, effervescent container where all of your magic can be fully expressed. And there's not any long-term commitment with it. You just buy into either 1 month or 3 months max, and it's rolling admission. So what I will say is that for my Australians, for everyone who is in like a really, really far off time zone from where I'm at, this is great for you because there's no calls, there's no obligations, there's no time restrictions, there's no coordination. It's open. So it's all held on Voxer, so it doesn't involve social media. There's no call times, anything like that. So it's really great if there's a big time zone difference that doesn't work for us both. The other thing that I will mention about this is, holiday support. This is the other thing. Doors open in November. And like I said, 3 months is like if you wanted to buy a larger amount of time. November, December, January is a great time to work with me because if you do want holiday support, I am a boundary queen. So if that's something that's super active during this time of year, this would be a great option where we can talk about boundaries, we can work on boundaries, we can work on holding your own energy throughout this season and heading into the new year. So the other thing that's really fun is just moving into the energy of the new year together is going to be really, really fun. So if you do happen to want to get in for that 3 months, or you can just do 1 month if you want, but you get the idea. November, December, January is a great time to do it. So you're building that momentum as you head into 2023. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You have access to me, of course, and it's going to be good. So if you're interested, the link will be in the description box or in the show notes, depending on where you're listening to this. But that is the vibe. That is the energy. It is a beautiful container for magic, for miracles, for prayers, for, mastering your own energetics, for you to focus on what you desire, like just all of that sweet stuff in one spot for you. So lots of good things to come. If you want in, let me know. And if you have any questions, you can email me as well. And then the best bundle ever has Dom, Money Magic, and Fabric of the Universe. If I start talking about that, I'm not going to shut up. So I will just say it is the most impactful bundle that I have. Those 3 classes are like the ones that I think if you just wanted to make one purchase that would really pack a punch and would have an impact on all the areas of your life, that's the one. That's what I'll say. It touches on relationships. It touches on money. It touches on manifestation, creation, the quantum field. It is a very well-rounded bundle, and they're my most popular classes. So check that out. Once again, you know where the link is at. Let's read some tarot. Okay. For the week ahead, what do the people need to know? 10 of Swords. Release, letting go. Also, even if it's not letting something go necessarily, it's like shedding the skin. letting yourself be refreshed, because that's really, it's like cutting the dead weight, letting go of the things that no longer serve you. And also consider this can be expectations that don't serve you. It can be personal patterns. It can be replaying memories that you need to let go of. It can be all sorts of things that aren't necessarily tangible or relational. It can just be aspects of yourself that need to die, right? That you want to let go of, that need to be shed. And then we have the Six of Wands. Let me pull the last one before I read that. And the Empress. So the receiving energy of the Empress is the big thing that's coming up, right? It's divine feminine. And the Empress understands how to keep her cup full. She understands that it's important for her to refuel herself, take good care of herself, nurture herself. It's like she's really plugged in. She's really tuned in. And the Six of Wands is like victory, movement, forward progression. And so I'm getting the sense that this week there's going to be a lot of things that you're aware of that you want to let go. And even in the letting go, I think people get a little bit too heavy on the action with that. And so instead, think of it this way. You understand there might be aspects of yourself or things happening in your life that you don't want to take with you, kind of like what we were talking about earlier. And instead of thinking about doing something to let it go, think about dropping it. Like you're letting go means you're just letting it dissolve. There's no action being done with it. It's more about what you're not doing than what you're doing. So allowing something to diffuse or dissolve or go away is actually shifting your focus, no longer continuing to activate whatever it is, no longer continuing to tell the story or focus on the thing or entertain it or engage in it. That's what gets you to move forward. And then I'm just getting that as you let it dissolve, right? As you move forward, like, okay, that's already been dropped. You don't even need to think about it anymore. You just want to focus on, what am I doing now? What's happening now? Where is my attention now? Focus now on who you are becoming and the direction that you're going. And so then it's like there's obviously big places that you're going and things that you're doing and things that you're making happen as a result. So it's like, drop it, keep yourself nice and full, understand what you need and what you want and what feels good to you, and understand that it's going to take you on that expedited track to exactly where you want to be. So this is good. This is good. Anything else? Ask big. So the last piece of this is aim higher. Now, the caveat to this is if you're using it as a way to like punish yourself, like, oh, I didn't get there, I'm going to be hard on myself. That's not what I mean. It's more about raise your expectations, expect more, expect bigger, expect better. Like, what happens if you just increase it a little bit more? It's exactly like if you were lifting weights And let's say you had a trainer and they were like, okay, lift all of this. And you're like, no way. I can't lift all that weight. That's way too heavy. That's way too much. But then you end up doing it and you do eke out like 2 or 3 reps, even though you thought you couldn't do it. And it's like maybe you couldn't do 10, but you did get 3. So go a little bit higher. I think people avoid increasing their expectations because they're afraid of disappointment. Yet the very thing that is going to push you farther or get you into some places where maybe you didn't think were possible is by aiming higher to begin with. Expect higher to begin with. See what happens. Experiment with it, play with it. And that is a wrap. This has been a big call. I hope you've enjoyed. Yeah, I hope this resonates. Let me know in the comments. I just felt called to speak on this. I hope it was helpful to anyone who needed to hear it. I like felt compelled to share this. So, I hope you have a wonderful week. Don't forget, if you want to apply to the Nidery, there are limited seats available, but we start on November 1st. It's going to be opening up, and hopefully I will see you inside. Have an amazing week, and I will talk to you later.